The first one I want to talk about is a couple of events that took place right at the end of the year last year, very important in the area of labor and employment law. The first is that the National Labor Relations Board quorum was restored. On December 18th, right before the holidays, the U.S. Senate voted to confirm President Trump's nominations of labor attorneys Scott Mayer and James Murphy to serve on the NLRB, and Crystal Carey to serve as the NLRB's general counsel. The confirmation of the two board members restores a quorum at the NLRB, which now means that the NLRB can function and start to provide some certainty for labor relations after the 5-member board was left with only 1 member for 4 months. And so I do think we're going to start seeing a lot more activity out of the National Labor Relations Board moving forward. So I just want to make sure everyone is aware of that. The other one that I want to make sure everyone's aware of, also on that same day, President Trump signed an executive order directing the Attorney General to expedite the rescheduling of marijuana from a Schedule I to a Schedule III drug under federal law. As a Schedule III drug, marijuana industry companies would face far fewer barriers, which could impact state and federal efforts to legalize the drug, mainly for medicinal purposes, but also for recreational purposes. So,
all right, so Burt, yep, we got to stop right there. People are going to start asking, oh,
right.
So does this mean it's legal and people will be, we can't drug test and we can't maintain our policies the way and practices the way we want to? Give us just a little insight what that might mean should this get rescheduled.
Yeah, it means that anybody who's attended any of our Weed at Work programs, Phil, the advice we've rendered during those programs remains exactly the same. Nobody has the right to be under the influence of marijuana while at work. The drug may be getting reclassified eventually from a Schedule I to a Schedule III drug. You'll have to wait and see what that means from a legalization for medicinal purposes or recreational purposes in the individual states or under federal law. But the one thing that will be consistent is people do not have the right to be under the influence at work. And that is something we can take to the bank for.
And whether that's marijuana or any other
foreseeable future.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. I just didn't want people going away and going, hey, okay, we can all, stop worrying about drug testing, and we got people driving trucks and forklifts and doing hazardous jobs and so forth. Yep. Maintain status quo and where you're at. Yep.
That's exactly right. And that's why I wanted to bring it up, because I think a lot of the headlines that hit were like, oh my God, marijuana is going to be lawful under federal law. Now we can go crazy. And that's not the case.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or you can go crazy, but there's going to be consequences to it.